Did I do okay with the notes? The news?
Mm-hmm. Looks like we are live. Okay. Let's just make sure we are live. It'll be 1 second, everybody. Mm-hmm. Yep, we are. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of Blind Tech Guys podcast. This is episode number 82, and we're entitling this today, Let's Get Social. Yay! And my name is Nimmer, and I'm here with you today from, I don't know, let's go from the Philippines today. The Philippines sounds good. I think maybe I've been there before, but oh well, not feeling very creative, so we'll just be from the Philippines. And hello there, Dennis. How are you?
Hello there, Nimmer. How are you?
Doing pretty well. Glad that you're here. And
Absolutely.
we've got a jam-packed episode for you today. So let's just start off real quick with some announcements. And by the way, if you are celebrating Ramadan and you're listening to this, well, I hope that you're not too hungry. But if you're not, then I think this will be a good opportunity for you to get some food and some beverages and enjoy what you're hearing. Because we're going to talk about getting social. And in order to get social, you got to have a few drinks. At least that's what I've been told. So that's what we're doing tonight. And hopefully Kurt will be here shortly as well. So what we're going to talk about, we have a few items. First, I have an announcement about our numbers and that kind of thing, just updating the community as to where we are at. I like to do that. It's very important that we do that occasionally. So that is what we'll be talking about. I've also got an announcement as to, I don't know, a get together that we're going to be having as a community. So should you want to participate, we'll talk a little bit about that. We have the news section. We have we're going to demonstrate Facebook and Twitter. And I'll demonstrate both the web app, the Android version, and the iOS version. And we'll do the same with Twitter. Tweet, tweet. Oh, wow. Okay. So that probably clipped in the microphone. Sorry about that. Hopefully it didn't hurt anybody's ears. And then we're going to do our Did You Know section. Did you know the Bluetooth settings? We'll demonstrate Bluetooth settings. And that will be it. Well, we do have one piece of listener feedback, so a little bit light on the feedback this week, but that's okay because it promises to be a long podcast. So as I say, get your movie or get your popcorn, get your food, get your drinks. If you are celebrating Ramadan, I don't know what you should do. Maybe listen to this after sunset when you can have some food. And there we go. So let's go ahead and get started with that announcement. Our podcast has reached 10,031 plays. As of today, we've broken the 10,000 play mark on Transistor. So as you guys know, or you may not know, we have switched podcast providers. We used to be with one called Buzzsprout, and we actually moved around quite a bit. Even before that, we started out on podcasts.com. We switched to Anchor, which were both free providers. That was kind of a pain. And we transitioned from Anchor, and that's when we really started monitoring stats, was on Buzzsprout. And that was back in July. Since then, we eclipsed 5,000 plays on Buzzsprout. It was more like closer to 8,000. And we have gotten past 10,000 on whatever the transistor. So that means we have definitely hit that 15,000 play mark. And so I think that's kind of worth a celebration because you guys are the ones who are listening to this pod and us ramble. And we are very happy that you do join us and that you are sharing it out and hope that you will continue to do that. So thank you for your work and for helping us out with that and hopefully sharing it out with your buds and have them all join our community. We definitely need the support and enjoy everyone who participates. So in order to celebrate, we're going to have a BTG style giveaway. We did one of these in December, gave away $100. Not going to really say what the giveaway is. I'm not even so sure we figured out what the giveaway is yet. But anyway, we're going to have a party. We're going to have a get together on not October, April 30th. I always confuse the two. So April 30th, we're going to do a get together on Zoom. It's going to be at 12 UTC on April 30th. And also 00 UTC on May 1st. So for people in the U.S. at least, that will happen to be 5 a.m. Pacific and or 5 p.m. Pacific. If you'd like to come to both, come to both. If you want to come to one, come to one. And anyone is invited, anyone's welcome. And we'll just have a chat, a party, a community get-together, and we'll do that giveaway at that time. We'll provide a little bit more information on that next week, on that giveaway, and it probably won't be as easy as last one, but we'll talk about that and get back with you on that. So I think that's it for the announcements. By the way, we are in 85 countries. We are in 46 states and the District of Columbia. We are in 9 Canadian provinces and I believe 7 Aussie territories. So very happy about that. And our numbers keep growing. So thank you to all the new countries that keep joining us. Thank you to all the new listeners. Truly appreciate it. If you're listening to this, definitely share it out and get it out there so let everybody know about it. And we're going to stop babbling on. Let's look at the comments. Live Accessible says, hello, hit like and subscribe. Yes. Yep, we need to like and subscribe. So can I like and subscribe to my own video? That'll be interesting. All right, well, let's go to the news. What's new in the news? And this first article, we've got Android 12 is getting a new feature. This is reported by Android Headlines, and that is to allow you to trigger the Google Assistant with the power button. Where you just long press the power button, and it will help you trigger the Google Assistant. Some of you may know that on Pixel devices of past vintage, before Pixel 5, we had a feature called the squeeze feature. You could actually literally squeeze your phone, and it would bring up the assistant. And I actually used that feature and liked it quite a lot. But they got rid of it, and it is good that now we are getting a replacement. I know some devices have a dedicated assistant button, but I think it's really good that this is coming. And if Samsung implements it, it means that maybe we can have a physical button for Bixby and a physical button for the Google Assistant, which will be excellent. I don't know that they will or not, but I think that would be good nonetheless. The article that we're going to share, we'll put that in the show notes. It's from Android Headlines, and they talk about some other features in Android 12 as well. But the feature of the power button for the assistant, to me at least, seems like the most interesting of all of them. There's another setting that they're talking about, accessing cards and passes for Google Pay from a quick settings tile. So, and there's some other stuff too. So maybe check that article out, but know that that will hopefully be coming. So that'll be good. Next article here, we've got rumors about the new iPhone. What's up, Dennis, with this new iPhone? Oh, looks like you are muted there, Dennis. Yep, I can't unmute you, Dennis. Sorry. Looks like you're muted. Maybe you need to unmute, or that's okay too. Anyway,
Okay, here we are. Can you hear me now?
yep, can hear you now.
It has to do with some of the features in the iPhone that are rumored to be coming in the iPhone 13. I think it's going to have a. I think it talked about a camera. Some of the rumored
Yeah, talking
features.
about maybe a 48 megapixel camera
Yeah,
and 8K video. It's kind of laughable because Samsung and a bunch of other Android manufacturers do that already. But, that's very good. And this is saying 2022.
yeah.
So
It's
it's
not
not
going to
even
hit
this
this
year.
year's.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Then we've got an article about a lot of different libraries that are offering the Victor Reader Stream. It's kind of interesting.
It is, considering it's a $400 and some odd dollar player if you go to buy it. I thought that was rather interesting that they're offering the streams.
So it looks like a lot of libraries are actually carrying the Victor Reader Stratus. It plays MP3 files and CD. What's a CD? I mean, okay. It says many libraries carry this model. It's come down in price. It can be purchased for $499 for a CD player. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was rather expensive.
I don't know what I'm missing here, but the Victor Reader Stream, their newer model that has a bunch of other features, is actually cheaper than this Stratus thing. All right. Anyway, some libraries apparently are carrying these things, so maybe worth checking with your local library, your city library, to see if they offer any such device if you wish to consume content from your local library. Well, kind of. Depends on what format the book is actually in. So,
I
yeah.
know that Victor players do support NOS. You do have to get something specific from your library, I believe. It's been years since I owned a Victor and since I did it, so I would ask your local library about that.
Okay, well, we've got a guest I'd like to introduce, and he's going to come on and talk to us and say hello. Hello, mystery guest. Welcome. Looks like
Hello
you are
there.
muted. Oh, there you go. Hello, welcome. Who are you?
Uh, I'm Varun.
Varun. Hello, Varun. How are you?
It's been fine here.
Good. I'm glad that you're on. And yeah, you're welcome to stay on. And do you have anything that you'd like to talk about today?
Not currently.
Okay. Well, you can feel free to jump in if you do have anything. And we're just going to keep on rambling through the news. The next article is about Microsoft inviting screen reader users to take a survey. I actually filled this out myself. And yeah, it's kind of an interesting little survey. I don't know what they're going to do with the results, but it asks about your particular screen reader usage. If you use NVDA, if you use other screen readers. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of an interesting little article here. Any thoughts about that there?
Maybe they're trying to get the data as far as to add features from those screen readers into Narrator.
Yeah, I don't know. Another really interesting thing that happened with Microsoft is that they bought out Nuance.
Yeah, that is interesting because I could see them, using that to put Dragon into Windows?
That's possible, but here's the other thing. What voice do all blind people really like?
Eloquence is also owned by Nuance, which now is owned by
Yeah,
Microsoft.
and I guess
Exactly.
vocalizer too.
And vocalizer. So I don't actually know what will happen. And I think we just all are suspecting and guessing and whatever. I think it's a good move. But I think there's a lot of possibility here of maybe we get eloquence in the narrator, or maybe we get vocalizer in Windows. I think vocalizer may be more likely. Kind of interesting.
It would be, and it also would be interesting if Eloquence would land on the iPhone now.
I don't know that I see that happening, but I can see stuff opening up into Windows land. But we'll see.
That's true. It'll be an interesting, I'd say, next 2 years. Because I'd say that's about how long it would take for everything to start happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and the other thing could happen is maybe the Microsoft will look at which is the most used screen reader by the survey, and probably make it so that the narrator is similar to that screen reader, probably.
Yeah, it's possible. They're going to try to borrow features from other screen readers. It's possible. I think narrator is done well, but it does definitely have a long way to go.
absolutely. It's not something that would be a power screen reader yet. It's
Yeah, I
making
wouldn't call
strides.
it a power screen reader. It is actually usable for some people, and I actually have taken. So I actually took a challenge of just using narrator for a month, and surprisingly, it wasn't all that bad. You can actually do quite a bit with it, but it definitely has its limitations for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Whenever I stuck with my NVDA, I will switch to narrator, and it just works fine.
That's right.
Thank you.
And then we've got last article here. It's kind of an interesting one, and it's about customizing your charger sound with iOS. So this takes advantage of the ability to create those routines, or what are they called? They're not
Shortcuts.
routines, shortcuts, and automations. And automations are really powerful, and you can do a lot with them. You could do quite a lot with them. And one of the examples, one of the use cases they give is how to replace the charging sound in iOS if you'd like to replace it with something different that you create or some other sound that you have. And it's kind of interesting. But I would take time to play around with that Shortcuts app and create some automations, or maybe just do a whole podcast on these kinds of apps, because Android is full of them as well. The macro droids and the IFTTTs and there's tons of these things. So maybe we'll have a play with some of these at one of these podcasts, and let us know if you're interested in that. Maybe we'll do that. But definitely check out this article if you'd like to change some of your audio on your iPhone for some of basic tasks like charging your phone.
What I would like to see,
And no, it does not require root or jailbreak.
that was nice. What I would like to see is either with the Shortcuts app or IFTT, if you could, because on Android with macro droid you can make a macro where it tells you the battery percentage as it drops below a certain percentage. Say if you have Bluetooth on, you're connected to a Bluetooth headset or something, and it could tell you when it starts dropping every percent, like below 20%. I love to be able to do something like that on iPhone. Have it tell you the percentage of your battery as it drops. But I don't know if you're able to do that on an iPhone.
And not so far as I know, but I know that some Bluetooth headsets have that as a feature. So it might be worth checking out Bluetooth headsets that do give you, those kinds of battery alerts.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about Macro Droid is it'll tell you when your phone drops below 20, 19%. Okay, well, I need to find a charger. My phone's dropping.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's the news section. Check out the articles. We'll put them in the show notes. And Let us know what you think. And always, you can submit articles to us through our mailing list, Blind Tech Guys at googlegroups.com. If you want to subscribe, just add plus subscribe to that, Blind Tech Guys plus subscribe at googlegroups.com. I'm going to take this time before we move on to the next section to say that if you'd like to donate to us, that would be truly appreciated. We do appreciate donations, no matter how big or small. And I also really want to thank the anonymous donor who donated to us this week. We got $20 from that person, I believe. And definitely thank you very much for that donation. Whoever you are, wherever you are, truly appreciated. And goes a long way to paying for our monthly costs and helping us bring content to you and that kind of thing. So if you'd like to donate, please check out the donation link. And that is, again, found at blindtechguys.com. Any amount is helpful. Thank you very much. And now we're going to go to the next section, and I'll talk about Facebook and Twitter. Now, one thing that will be helpful is to actually examine some of the shortcut keys before I begin in Gmail. Now, in Gmail, some of the keyboard shortcuts that we use to accomplish tasks are things like C to compose, J and K for going up and down a list. J will go down and K will go up. Things like R to reply, A to reply all, things like F to forward. These are common Gmail keyboard shortcuts that you can use in Gmail as long as you have keyboard shortcuts turned on. Facebook and Twitter have not exactly, but they have similar types of shortcuts. And we're going to talk about what those are and how these different apps work as web apps. And then once I demo those as web apps, then we'll transition to demoing those on the mobile, iOS, and Android. So let's get going with that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to enable NVDA. So this is for YouTube people. I'm going to enable the NVDA screen curtain because I am using a personal Facebook account. And I particularly don't want people's statuses to be displayed on the screen. And with audio, it's a lot easier to stop something from reading than it is to stop it visually from displaying on the screen. So I'm going to enable that screen curtain feature, and I apologize for not having that video. But if I'm going to demo social networking, then that's just the nature of the beast. Now, if you have any questions, please put those in the chat, and I will address those at the end of when I'm done demoing, and I will address those questions. Thank you very much. Yeah, let's share audio. Here we go. There we go. Let's slow down NVDA. Very good. And I suppose I can switch to a different synthesizer even.
Select synthesizer dialog. Microsoft.
StreamYard desktop content shared Google Chrome Canary.
There we go. People, I know like the Microsoft voices better, so we'll just use those.
StreamYard.com is...
Okay, let's start out with... let's go to Facebook.
New tab Google Chrome Canary.
So I'll just go to a new tab.
Okay. So
type Facebook.com, and it may autocomplete, and you can just autocomplete. If you're not logged in, you can always log in. It'll bring you to a login page, and you can log in. And then once you bring up Facebook, it will pop up.
HTTP downloads bar group close document. HTTP.
Now, this thing sometimes takes a while to load. It's kind of interesting.
Toolbar.
At least
address,
on this particular machine.
Address.
I'm not sure why that is. I don't really run into this with other computers. Let's
toolbar.
actually hope it loads.
Document. Tool. A. Selection. Blank. Document.
Very good for live demos. I like live demos because they always work right. Well, let's see.
Start with NHTML. Firefox Night.
Let's go to Firefox. I think maybe that might
Contact form.
fix the problem.
Firefox Nightly. Navigation expanded. Blank. Facebook login or blank.
Okay.
Facebook in check spell. So start with 1 PS 1 PS S 1 pot. See web results.
Okay.
Facebook login or sign up.
Let's
list.
see here. It'll be 1 second, everybody.
List. Facebook login button. Jump main landmark email or at
Logging in here.
password contact form.
And let's go to
Enter your master. One password.
Facebook.
Untitled. Contact. Search one blank. Settings list with listenership Facebook button out of list clickable head button open and fill graphic clickable user button large clickable pass conceal button copy C contact form.
There we go.
Facebook.
So I'm going to actually
password.
I don't typically
circle.
use this thing in
Alert
Firefox,
save login.
but we are this time around.
Button. Password edit protect. Alert save log email or heading level.
And let's see what happens.
Email or phone number edit has auto complete. Heading level 2 connect with friends. Email or phone. Refresh blank.
So I'm having issues getting on Facebook at the moment. I'm not sure
log
what's
into
going on here.
Facebook
So let's go to
Firefox
Twitter,
nightly.
and we can try Facebook here later.
Contact
So
form.
let's go to Twitter. So let's go open up a new tab.
New tab. Twitter.
Let's go to Twitter. We'll try Facebook here in a bit. I'm not sure why it's being fun. All right. So when you go to Twitter,
Clickable button skip to secondary banner landmark heading level 1 visited link Twitter.
you're on the web page. Now, if you're going to explore this web page, it may seem very cluttered.
Primary navigation landmark visited link home, link search and explore. Link notification visited link direct messages.
Right. So it's going to be very, very cluttered. But you can use keyboard shortcuts. And the way to use keyboard shortcuts is in JAWS or in VDA. Again, you want to be in browse mode turned off or virtual PC cursor turned off.
Banner land.
So now we're going to do that in NVDA, insert space, in JAWS, insert Z, like zebra. Then you can open up a list of your keyboard shortcuts.
Clickable.
By hitting the question mark.
Keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts.
And they'll pop up in a little dialog.
Blank. Keyboard. Heading level 2 clickable navigation. List with 7. Clickable. Clickable next tweet. Clickable J.
And now we're just navigating
Clickable
through
previous
these keyboard
tweet.
shortcuts.
Not in clickable K.
These are not in a table, so you just have to hit down arrow.
Clickable page down.
Navigate through
Clickable
these.
space. Clickable load new tweets. Clickable dot. Clickable home. Clickable G. Clickable plus. Clickable H. Clickable explore. Clickable G. Clickable plus. Clickable E. Clickable notifications. Clickable G. Clickable plus. Clickable N. Clickable mentions. Clickable G. Clickable plus. Clickable R.
Okay, so a lot of these are similar. As you see in Inbox and Gmail, remember we used GI to go to Inbox, or GS to go to Sent, or GD to go to Drafts, or something like that. in Twitter, it's similar. GH will go home, GD will go to the direct messages, so on and so on. There's different keyboard shortcuts to go exactly where you need to go. And also, similarly, J and K will move down the list and up the list, respectively. So let's
Banner.
see what that's like.
Main landmark. Your home timeline region. Blind Tech Guys at Blind Tech Guys 30 minutes ago. Let's get social. Embedded video live 0 viewers. Blind Tech Guys at Blind Tech Guys. Let's get social. PSCP.
All right, so I posted that link, so now I'm going to hit J again.
Promoted site. Blind Bargains at Blind Bargains 48 minutes ago. Oops, this is now, not a week from now. Quote tweet Jij at Jij 9:46 minutes ago. I'm discussing new clubhouse funding and accessibility. Your thoughts? Blind Tech Guys at Blind Tech Guys 54 minutes ago. The pod is going live soon. Let's get social. Phone Arena at Phone Arena 1 hour ago. Samsung could be planning a slightly updated design for Galaxy Watch 4. phonearena.com/news/Samsung.
Okay, so now I found an article, and I think it might be interesting for people, so I'm going to retweet it. The shortcut to retweet is the letter T. So I'm going to hit T.
Retweet 1 of 2.
And I have two options, retweet and quote tweet.
Quote tweet 2.
Quote tweet means that I want to actually say something to people in addition to whatever tweet is going out. On retweet, we'll just send the tweet out. So I'm going to hit retweet.
Retweet. Alert tweet retweeted. Main landmark.
And it tells me the tweet has been retweeted. So I'm going to hit down there. I'm going to hit J again.
Android Authority verified account at Android Auth 1 hour ago. Very good picture quality for the money. Read my Smart TV X65 review. Big, bold, affordable, a whole lot of screen for not much money. AndroidAuthority.com 6 retweet.
All right. So I can always, there's keyboard shortcuts to open links, or I can just tab
link
as well.
Android 1 hour. More menu. Link. Read my Smart TV X65 review. Big, bold, affordable.
So you can always tab, or you can turn on browse mode and navigate as well when you get to a tweet that you want. If you want to browse that tweet character by character, word by word. Let's say I want to reply to this tweet. I'm going to hit the letter R to reply.
Dialogue. Dialogue. Tweet text edit has autocomplete multi-line. Tweet your reply blank.
So I can tweet my reply. This is cool. And if you have beeping progress bars, those beeps indicate how many characters you have left. Now, to send it, I'm just going to hit Control-Enter, which is, by the way, the same keyboard shortcut as is in Gmail. All right. So now, let's say I want to compose a new tweet. I'm going to hit the letter N for new tweet.
Dialogue. Dialogue.
You will note that in Gmail, this letter is C to compose. In Twitter, it is N to create a new tweet. So not all of these are standard keyboard shortcuts, but the idea is similar. Hello, this is a test for the podcast. I'm going to hit Control-Enter.
19. Latest tweet/Twitter document.
And I just sent a tweet.
Main landmark. Your home timeline region. Android Authority.
So let's hit the period to jump all the way up to the top of the tweet list.
19. Latest tweet/Twitter. Blind Tech Guys at Blind Tech Guys 20 seconds ago. Hello, this is a test for the podcast. Article.
There we go. So I just tweeted that. And now let's see if we have any better success with Facebook, shall we?
Toolbar.
I'm not sure we will.
Facebook.com selected.
But let's see anyway.
https://www.facebook.com/ toolbar.
It's very strange. I'm not sure why it's not loading here.
Log into. Find your email or phone number. Edit has autocomplete blank.
Let's try again in Firefox.
Find password. Circle. Clickable button. Login button. Alert save login for Facebook.com.
And now let's go to my phone and I'll approve the request. I'm going to approve the request. There we go.
Face alert save lock.
All right. And
Clickable banner
no.
landmark account control. Notification. Create. Navigate. Edit shortcuts. See more. Banner. Clickable. Navigation landmark. Facebook menu heading level. List with 1. Out of list. Your shortcuts head. Home heading level 1. Main landmark stories region. Create a post.
All right.
Newsfeed posts heading level 3.
So there's a ton of headings on this page, and it's really cluttered for a blind person, and I hear for a lot of people.
Ariel Lokerhagen.
For a lot of people, it's incredibly
banner landmark visited link
incredibly cluttered. So let's talk about some of the keyboard shortcuts that you can use. You can use J to go down the list of Facebook posts.
Main landmark. Ariel Loker. StreamYard article sponsored shared with public.
There's
Make professional
post.
live streams
I
with
feel
just a few clicks.
that.
No installs. No editing. No setup. Checkmark button unlimited streaming hours. Checkmark button showcase live comments on screen. Checkmark.
All right, so it's reading the post. Now let's say I want to like this post. I'm going to hit the letter L to like.
Reactions dialog. Toolbar.
And I get a little dialogue here for reactions, and I can hit left and right arrow to navigate through them.
Love button.
So I can like,
care
love,
button.
Care.
Haha but.
Haha.
Love, like but.
Let's just hit haha.
Love, haha. Main landmark.
Haha. Very good. You like?
Sponsored shared.
All right, so there we go. And now, if I wanted to comment, I could hit the letter C to comment, and it would pop me in a dialog box, and I write my comment
Sponsored
and submit that comment. If I'd like to post a new post, I can hit the letter P to post a new post.
Create post dialog. What?
This is a test.
Dot. Alert
And
your post is successfully shared with friends.
I can hit Control Enter to send that post when I'm done. So I did that, and it's
StreamYard
sent the post. Let's see. You can do all kinds of things. Again, navigate to various sections. And again, to list the keyboard shortcuts,
all face.
You can hit question mark. And
Button close.
The
heading level 3
shortcuts.
global.
So let's see what some of these keyboard shortcuts
are. To do this, use command. Search Facebook. //
to search Facebook. By the way, this also works on the Google homepage. It works in Gmail. It works in Twitter. It seems like / is sort of like the search keyboard command.
Show shortcuts. Shift plus. Question mark. Heading level 3 newsfeed. To do this, use command. Leave a comment. C. Like or unlike a post. L. Create a post. P. Open attachment of post. O. Jump to the next post. J. Previous post. K. Search messenger contacts. Q. See more. Enter. Share post. S.
So you get the message. There's a lot of these keyboard commands, and it's worth looking through these to figure out exactly which ones that you might use the most. So if you share a lot of posts, it may be worth knowing the share command. Now, I find Facebook web to be really good. For whatever reason, at the moment, my Chrome browser is having issues, as we've seen, but it's not typically that way. And there's probably a lot of different reasons for that. But it typically works well. And let's invite a mystery guest in and stop the screen share.
StreamYard. Hide. Stop.
There we go. And we'll demo these apps on mobile, but let's say hello to our mystery guest first, and let's look and see if you guys have any questions.
Hello, can you hear me?
No.
Hello.
Hello, Kurt. How's it going?
How's it going?
Going well.
I disappeared today, but I wanted to at least pop in and say hi.
Hello.
You guys doing good? How are the demos going?
Oh, they're going wonderful.
Very nice.
Hey, Kurt, how are you?
Let's see. We've got comments. We've got Amanda Jean says hi. Hello, Amanda. Thank you for coming on. And we've got Reese You can set automations through the Shortcuts app related to battery. However, as of writing this, the triggers can only be above or below 50% battery power. Live accessible. How about navigating between replies and following different threads? Yeah, so there are keyboard shortcuts that I didn't really get into, and if there is no keyboard shortcut for a task, then you will have to turn on the virtual cursor of JAWS and or browse mode of NVDA. So, for instance, in Facebook, there's shortcut keys to get to your home or get to your notifications. There's also the ability to jump to, so for example, like you reading a post, if you want to go into that person's profile or whatever, you can actually open up their particular profile. If you would like to read through the thread, then you're going to have to just read through that thread, and there are buttons there for like or reply, that kind of thing. I don't believe there are keyboard shortcuts to read through the individual comments on a post. So you'll have to use, for example, screen reader commands, just up and down arrow keys, or use links, whatever, those kind of shortcuts to be able to read through. So there we go. Good question, though. And let's see. Looks like somebody commented on my post about being a test. All right, very good. Oh, excellent. Thank you. Thank you for that, Dennis. Very good. I like.
I will say I find the Facebook site to be a cluttered disaster.
I would say
you
that
would
too.
if you didn't use keyboard shortcuts. If you try to use the keyboard shortcuts, it actually is quite a bit better, at least for screen reader users. Quite a lot better.
Yeah, and I mean, in fairness, I haven't tried to use the shortcuts, but when I tried straight Facebook without them, it was a cluster disaster, to put it
Now,
nicely.
I have a lot of people are probably going to be screaming their heads off, and are going to tell me, what about mobile Facebook? What about m.facebook.com? What about m.twitter. Yes, I'm aware of those. I know about those. But here we're talking about web apps. If you like mobile Facebook and it meets your needs, and you like not having all the features, and you like just simply using the up-down arrow keys or navigating by heading or whatever, that's fine. Do that. Do whatever works for you. Here we're talking about web apps, and I find that the web app, because of its ability to read posts without hitting down arrow a bunch of times, it actually is a much better experience than using a mobile site. So, I would say give it a go, and you can also jump to places so much quicker, like the post or the search or whatever, so much quicker than you could on the mobile site.
That was handy, being able to just hit P and be in the edit field to post, type your post and smack Control Enter, and it's gone. It's off.
Yes. C to comment, L to like, S to share. There's quite a lot of keyboard shortcuts I didn't even begin to get into. So I would just say, not experience, I can't speak. Explore these apps and figure out if they will fit into your lifestyle. And you know what? If what you're doing is working for you and you don't want to change, then I don't know what you're doing here. It's fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Stick with it.
And if there's apps you'd like us to do something more in depth on, send us a message and let us know that.
I would say that the Twitter should be put it on a table. It's much easier to navigate that way. It's a bit,
But this is a web app. So
Yeah.
what would you mean a table? Like you just want to use screen reader
in
table
the
commands?
like in Gmail, if you go to the keyboard shortcuts page.
Oh, yes. The keyboard shortcuts need to be a table. Yeah, I agree. Facebook has them as a table. Twitter should do them as a table. Maybe we'll reach out to Twitter and recommend they make them a table. I agree. I think they should be a table, and the list of keyboard shortcuts definitely should be. Yeah.
That would make it a lot easier because you go through the columns. Okay, this is what I
Yeah.
want. Oh, okay. There you go.
Okay, so let's switch gears here to talk about the Android and iOS versions. Just do a quick run through of these different versions, and we'll see how that goes. Let's mute Dennis. There we go. So now we're going to start off with Android, and we'll go over to iOS. So I'll do both of those, and very good. Very good. Now, if you're listening to headphones on the YouTube, this is the opportunity for you to take those headphones off in 5 seconds and just keep them off for about 5 seconds. You will hear some pops, loud pops. So if you're doing this wearing headphones, feel free to take them off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Pops are gone.
Device unlocked. 1946. Pixel launcher. Play Store. Home.
All right. So now we've got it.
Accessibility volume
And
set to 50%.
let's open up Facebook, shall we? Open Facebook.
Facebook logo button disabled. Showing items 2 to 5 of 6.
Okay, so along the bottom, there are different tabs. We've got on the far left.
Profile picture. As is a read back. Profile back.
Let's see here.
Refresh. Profile picture. As make marketplace group selected home tab.
Nope, sorry. These are at the top. So I'm thinking about the iOS app. Very good. So at the top left, there's a home.
Favorites tab.
Got a favorites tab.
Recent tab.
A recent tab.
Your news feed. Sorting. Current. Notific. Market. Watch. Tab 3 of Facebook logo. Selected home
Let's start
tab.
over again. Here we go. So at the top right, at the top left, there's a home tab.
Recent
There
tab.
is a
Facebook logo. Group favorites tab. Sim live. Makeup of favorites
tab.
Recent tab.
A recents tab.
Your news feed. Sorting.
And those are
Currently
different
sorting
posts.
at
And then
home.
the top right, close to a little bit below the post
Messaging
button,
menu. Your news feed. Make a post on Facebook.
you can switch, change the order of the
Your news feed.
right above the
Sorting.
post
Currently
button. There's
sorting posts
you can
at home.
change the sorting of the news feed.
Facebook logo button. Marketplace groups. Tab to selected.
So
News
at the
feed.
very
Tab 1 of
top,
6.
there's other tabs as well. So this app is kind of cluttered in that there's tabs, and then there's other tabs right below those
Go
tabs.
to profile button. Make a post on favorites tab. Selected home tab. Groups. Tab selected.
So
News
right
feed.
above those
Tab
tabs
1 of
that I was
6.
just talking about, we have news feed.
Select groups.
We
Tab
have
2 of
groups.
Watch. Tab
We've got
3
a
of
watch.
6. Marketplace.
We've got a
Tab 4 of
marketplace.
6. Notifications. Tab
We've
5
got
of
a
6.
notifications.
7 menu. Tab 6 of 6.
And we've got a menu. So, let's see. If I want to read through the posts, one way to begin reading those posts, actually, let's just write.
Messaging menu. Tab 6. Your news feed. Sort. Make a post on Facebook button.
There we go. Let's create a post on Facebook, and there are other options here as well.
Go to make a post on
Like
Facebook.
go to profile, that kind of
Facebook
thing.
back
So let's go to create a post,
Create post. Head
and
post.
in that option that comes
create
up
post.
at the
Post
top right,
button.
there's a
Disabled.
post button, but it's disabled because I don't have any content yet.
Gamer.
So
Add
then
album button.
we've got some
choose privacy
options.
friends button.
You can choose the privacy,
Add
add
album,
an album,
what's on your
can
mind, edit
write
box.
what's on your mind. There's an edit box to write what's on your
Feeling
mind.
/ tag photo / tag people.
And then towards the
button.
bottom, there's some
Photo
options.
/ tag photo / video. Tag people
You
button.
can photo, video,
Feeling
you can
/
tag
activity
people,
button.
add a feeling,
Check in button.
check in,
Create room button.
create
Live video
room, and
button.
all of these options are on the desktop site as well.
Background color button.
So anyway,
Feeling
let's
/
just
create
write a
room
quick
button.
post here.
Photo / video button.
I have no idea what a boom is, but let's just do
Showing
this
grill.
here.
Cap FCL exclamation caca FAE EDFFH ELOE hello TH space is A E cent of A O cent period post Keyboard hidden. Hide all back below is a test of a post.vid. Post button.
All right, there we go.
Facebook, make a post on Facebook.
I'm trying to type, but the keyboard is the phone is kind of angled because the cable is plugged into it. And yeah, so it's not the best typing, but there we go. Now, let's browse and see what we've got.
Jessica John's phone, make a post on Facebook.
So we've got people's posts, and we can read these posts.
Actions.
And we'll read those. Now, let's say I want to take actions on any of these posts. If I'm swiping through these, there's an action button, and this is what I don't like about the Android app. There's an actions button next to each post. I actually don't mind it too badly, but it takes multiple swipes to read through Facebook. So,
profile, no menu, actions for previous post.
We hit that actions button, and then we have that same reactions menu, like,
react,
comment, share,
post menu button.
Post menu.
Back. Facebook menu, tab 6 of 6. So
it's kind of a little bit of a cluttered layout, but it works, and you can read your posts with the app. It does take multiple swipes.
Media
Probably
control,
the easiest way to access this app is just to touch the screen and explore. So just touch a little bit halfway down the middle of the phone, and then just explore the screen.
Profile picture, as is Rodriguez is with your home button.
And
navigation bar.
You can just keep scrolling if that's easier. Otherwise, you'll just have to swipe right. And each post, as I said, will have that actions button. All right.
Pixel launcher, home.
Let's try out the iOS app. Let's see if that's any better. I think it will be, as much as I'm an Android fan. Oops, I should have warned you about the pop. We're going to get another pop here in a second. Here we go. All right.
5 notifications. Facebook, 17 minutes ago. You have a new notification. Telegram, 21 minutes ago. BTG broadcast crew. Fremont, 65 degrees. Messages.
Okay. Open Facebook.
Facebook.
I think I have this thing connected to the internet. I have no idea. I haven't used this thing in like a while. Okay. So along the bottom, we've got tabs.
Marketplace, tab, selected. Newsfeed, tab, 1 of 6.
We've got Newsfeed.
Marketplace, tab, 2 of 6.
Marketplace.
Groups, 6 new, tab, 3 of 6.
So instead of those tabs being towards the top on the Android side, they're at the bottom on iOS, which I think is a much better place for them to be.
Groups, 6 new, events, tab, notifications,
personally.
7 new, tab, Facebook menu, tab, 6 of 6.
So same exact layout there at the bottom. Towards the top,
Facebook, heading, selected, home, tab.
Those tabs that are at the top on Android that are slightly below those other tabs. The home,
favorites, tab,
favorites,
recent, tab,
recent.
Your newsfeed, sorting, currently sorting post by home, button.
And the newsfeed sorting. Posting works exactly the same.
Your newsfeed.
So there is a post button right below the newsfeed sorting. There's a create post button, just like it is on Android. The one thing is in iOS, it only takes one swipe to navigate between all the different articles and posts. And you can easily swipe right and navigate to each of those different posts. In order to take an action on those different posts, you can swipe up or down.
Stories tray. Create story. Stories tray. Lucas Ron commented on your post. Like. Activate. Default. A photo containing an adult. Like. React. Comment. Share. More. Activate. Default.
So you have the standard iOS actions of like, comment, share, whatever those are.
Home Connect. Lucas Ron commented on your post. More. 9 Jabber. 17 minutes ago. Your friends. This is a test. 1 comment. React. Lucas Ron commented. 24. 2-finger double tap to interact with this post. A screenshot of a social media post. Lucas Ron commented. Go. Live.
Very easy to just traverse through these posts one swipe at a time. And if I wanted to
Lucas Ron commented on your post. More. 9 Jabber. 17 minutes ago.
Tap.
Your friends. This stories tray. Lucas Ron commented on your post. More. 9 Jabber. Lucas Ron.
There we go.
Facebook. Back.
So now
button.
I'm in the
comment.
post
button.
itself.
Lucas Ron commented. 24. 13 minutes ago. 0 reactions. Double tap to interact with this comment.
There we go. So that is sort of the iOS Facebook app. Let's just check out Twitter while we're here. And it will switch back to Android to do Twitter. Open Twitter.
Blind Tech Guys. The pod is Twitter. Account menu. Button. New tweets available. Scroll up to read them.
There we go. So now I'm in Twitter.
Blind Tech Guys. The pod is going to live soon. Let's get social. We will be discussing Facebook and Twitter. To watch on YouTube and interact in the chat, use youtube.com/watch?v equals UAG5 or you can wait for the edited number 3 of 3 Wi-Fi. Account menu. Button.
So at the top left, there's an account menu, and that's you can go in there and switch accounts, and sign out, and that kind of thing.
See top or latest tweets. Button.
You can see top or latest tweets. You can switch this. So let's just
Twitter.
double
Close.
tap on
Button.
this.
Your timeline. Switch to latest tweet. View content preference. Switch to latest tweets. Button.
Switch to latest tweets.
Account
I
menu.
like to
Button.
switch to latest tweets.
Twitter notification. Twitter notification. You're seeing latest tweet. Tweet line. 2. Huawei Mobile. Twitter notification. You're seeing compost tweet. Button.
And at the top right, there's a composed tweet, and you can easily compose a tweet. Along the bottom, we've got
Selected. Home tab.
Home tab,
Search and Explore tab.
Search Explore,
Notifications tab. 20 new items.
Notifications,
Messages tab.
Messages.
Messages tab.
So let's just try to go through this Twitter feed, and I'm more willing to do this because this is a lot of these are public accounts. So
Huawei Mobile. Verified. The ideal companion at home, in the office, or on the road. The ultra port, words,
let
lines.
me
Speaking
slow
rate.
down the speech rate. I'm very sorry, I forgot to do this.
45 per 50%.
There we go. I'm sure
Characters.
somebody's yelling at me in the comments.
Data profit. Are you ready for Industry 4.0? Read our paper on how blind tech guys.
And
Hello.
I'm just swiping
This is a
left to
test for
right.
the podcast. 22 minutes ago.
Now, if I want to take an action on this tweet, I can swipe down or swipe up.
Reply. Blind
So
tech
I'm just
guys.
swiping down.
Hello. Retweet. Like. Share via. Analytics. Copy text. More actions. View tweet author's profile. Activate. Default.
So I've got a lot of options there, and I can, just double tap on whichever option that I want. So again, that's essentially the Twitter app. There's obviously a lot of features, but it's pretty accessible, as you can see. You can easily
Notifications tab. Messages tab.
go to any of these. I can go to messages and view messages, or notifications and view notifications, search and explore to do a search for somebody that I might want to follow or unfollow.
Data profit. Fleet line.
And,
2 items.
and that kind of thing. So, full of features, but is very accessible. So check it out. Open the Twitter app, play around with it, and see what happens. And if you'd like us to do more of a deep dive into Twitter on mobile, please let us know that as well. And let's just try out the Android app. So be warned, there will be a little popping. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
$1958. Device unlocked. Pixel launcher. Home. Media control. YouTube music. Living room speaker.
Open Twitter.
Twitter beta. Show navigation drawer button.
Okay, so at the top left, there's a show navigation drawer, which is common for a lot of Android apps. And we've got
Top tweets off. Switch
the
timeline.
same
Media
top
control.
tweets button.
YouTube music. Living room speaker. Fleet line. 2 items. Bloomberg at business. Fleet
And we
Bloomberg
can
at business.
easily navigate
Citigroup
through
will
the
exit
tweets.
retail banking in 13 markets across Asia and the Europe. Middle. Bloomberg at business. And recent. See tweets in any language. Add languages. Dismiss. CNET at CNET. Hear the haunting music at Forbes
And I'm
at
just swiping
Forbes.
through.
Vimeo was
For
always
each
YouTube.
swipe,
Image.
it's a different tweet.
Bloomberg at business. Biden calls state of Victor Tsarin.
Unless there's a
Microphone at
link,
Vic
in which
08.
case there will
Hello
be a
at
swipe
Twitter
there.
area. Victor Tsarin. Microphone at Vic08. Similar concern after posting a tweet. Seems like the focus scrolls all the way to the top when voiceover is in use. Could be an iOS back button.
At the
Navigation
bottom, there is,
selected. Home tab. New items.
similar
tab.
to iOS,
Twitter beta.
Home tab,
Explore tab.
Explore tab,
Notifications tab. 20.
Notifications,
Messages tab.
Messages. So very, very similar to the iOS app.
No. Selected. New tweet.
Now, if you find
Back
yourself,
button.
you open the app and you
Navigation
find
bar.
yourself like 5 days old or something,
Selected. Home tab.
double tap on that
Selected.
home button
Showing
and it'll
items 1 to
automatically
3 of
bring you right back up to
311.
the top.
Image. Forbes at Forbes. Here's what you should know about this deferment option and how to apply. https://
So I have no idea what this article is, but let's say I wanted to
1 minute.
I have absolutely no idea what this article is, but let's say I wanted to like it or retweet it or anything like that. What can I do? You can use the talkback menu and you can go to actions. Now, if you watch this podcast before, listen to this podcast before, you will know that we did discuss methods of setting up a gesture to access the actions menu. But if you don't call that or are not aware of that, you just can go to customize gestures in talkback settings and assign a gesture to bring up the actions menu. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through the talkback menu just to demonstrate. So that's just a 3-finger single tap or a swipe down or right and a swipe up right. Either one of those 3 should work depending on whether or not you have multi-finger gestures. So there we go.
Talkback menu actions.
Bring up talkback menu and there's actions. I'm going to go to actions.
Actions. Activate to view tweet details.
Activate to view tweet details. Reply.
Retweet.
Like. Share.
Tweet options.
Cancel.
Twitter data. Forms.
So as you can see, very similar options to the iOS and to the Android. A little bit different method of navigation. But for the most part, these apps are actually incredibly similar, unlike the Facebook app in Android and iOS.
Home. Pixel Launcher. Home.
So there'll be a pop or two. Here we go. There we go. Let's bring the guests back and let's look at the comments and see what we've got. All right, there we go. You guys are unmuted.
Right. Twitter is better on Facebook and Android, I would say.
What now?
I just said, the Twitter is better than Facebook on Android.
What up, goats? And this comes from Souls Okay. Souls Okay. Hello, goat. Live accessible. Great demo. Thank you. I thought it was a terrible demo, but thank you very much.
Hey, we can't have everything perfect. We're doing it live.
You should do a demo of YouTube. Yeah, maybe. Definitely look at that. Thanks for the feedback.
If we were pre-recording them, they would be perfect. But then again, you would never find any potential problems that people may hit.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the Twitter app on Android. It's definitely a less cluttered app. The Facebook app on Android is fine. It's workable, but it's just you're more cluttered. No, I'm a person that I don't like the fact that app developers on iOS sort of hide the different buttons in an app because of actions. So I think you still should have the buttons displayed because the thing is on iOS as a blind user. No, I'm coming this is a ramble as a trainer. Very difficult to teach iOS. Incredibly hard to teach iOS to a sighted user. And the reason is that VoiceOver and app developers tend to actually hide things on the screen that are visible on the screen to VoiceOver. And you can argue with me and say, yeah, well, it makes things more efficient. And maybe it does. But what it also does is give you an experience that is different from what somebody else is looking at on screen. And I don't like that. And I think, I tend to oppose that kind of thing. I'd much rather see those buttons on the screen, even if it does clutter things up. I want to see the app as it was intended by the app developer. That's not to say you can't have actions. I think you can, but I don't like having the buttons hidden. And Twitter is kind of an example of that.
Personally, I like the actions, but I get where you're coming from. If you're trying to demo it to a sighted person, they're not going to see the same thing because they're not using a screen reader.
Not only that, but let's say if you didn't know how to do something and you went to look up Google search, you went to Google search how to do X, Y, or Z. When they start referencing a particular button and you can't actually find it with VoiceOver, Like that's a pain. Like that's not good accessibility to me. That's not because you don't actually know the button exists. So now you have to hunt around and open up, I don't know, AppleVis or a mailing list or something. And well, maybe you don't know how to do that, or you don't know that you should do that. So then you get frustrated. And then you call up a sighted person and they will tell you on their iPhone, this is what they see. And then you go look again and it's not on your iPhone. And I run into this many times, and it actually is a really frustrating experience for a lot of people. So I think Apple really needs to reconsider the fact that it does hide a lot of these elements on the screen. Even though it does make things more efficient in terms of swiping, it actually makes a lot of tasks more difficult. But just my opinion. And, you know, well, another thing to debate, I suppose. Okay.
If nothing else, maybe add an option to, you know, use the current overlay or show default.
Yeah, sure.
And
options
default,
are good.
Default would be as it appeared on the screen.
Sure.
That would be, one workaround.
Yeah, options are
We
good.
can have the best of both worlds.
That's right. Okay, well, let's do our Did You Know section, shall we? I don't see any other comments on here. And let's do our Did You Know section, and that is to do with Bluetooth settings. Very good. So let's plug in the Android toy again. And we'll get some more pops and crackles. So cover your ears.
Where's the Rice Krispies?
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Messages. Home button. Navigation bar.
And I'm not sure what that noise is, so sorry about that. Open up settings.
Settings. Profile picture. Double tapped. Network and
All right.
connected devices.
So in Android, the next option is called Connected Devices. And I'm going to open up Connected Devices. And I'm going to just double tap to open that up. There we go.
Apps. Notification. Apps.
Yep.
Connected.
There we go.
Settings. Connected. Navigate up button.
So at the top, we've
Other
got
devices. Connected devices. Other USB. Charging. Other USB. Charging.
other devices.
Connected
Usually
device.
that does not show up. It's because I have a USB plugged in.
Pair new device.
So I can pair new device.
Previously connected devices. Heading.
Previously connected devices, and it will show me the devices that I have connected in the past.
Timer's Pixel Buds.
My Pixel
Settings.
Buds,
Falster 3000. Settings.
my
Button.
Wear OS smartwatch,
See all.
see all,
Connection preferences. Bluetooth. Android Auto. Driving mode. NFC.
connection preferences,
Visible as Pixel 5 to other devices.
and it will show what it is this visible as. So let's say I wanted to pair a new device.
See all.
So-
Falster 9 previously connect pair new device.
I'm going to hit pair new device, double tap. There we go.
Settings. Pair new device. Pair new device name. Pick available devices. Heading.
Let's see if there are any available devices.
Timer 1W.
And that's a computer that I've got, and that's available.
Phone's Bluetooth address.
And it looks like that's the only device currently available.
Timer 1. Phone's Bluetooth address.
So if I wanted to connect to that,
5824.
I could just
Timer
double tap
pair
on
new
it.
Device.
And once I double tap on it, it will connect. Now, it might ask for a pairing code, and you'll have to figure that
Showing
out
items 1 to 5 of 5.
in the manual of whatever app that you want to connect to. Or it might have found another
Device
device.
name. Timer 1. Labose E2 sound link.
Oh, there's a sound link, and I think that's my neighbor's, so we won't connect to that, although it might be kind of funny if I did. But we won't do that.
Home. Back.
All
Button.
right, so let's go back, and let's check out.
Settings. Pair new device. Previously connected devices. Heading. See all. Connection preference.
Connection preferences.
Settings.
There we go.
Navigate up. Bluetooth. NFC. On.
So Bluetooth,
Bluetooth. NFC.
NFC.
On. Cast. Not connected.
Cast.
Printing. One print.
Printing.
Files received via Chromebook. Your driving mode. Nearby
Chromebook, there's
share,
driving
Android
mode,
Auto.
nearby share, Android Auto. All these settings are available under that connections menu. Now let's say I wanted to turn on or off Bluetooth. Just simply turn it on or off. The easiest way to do this
Home.
is to actually just
Pixel
simply
launcher,
ask the
messages,
Google
media
Assistant.
control, YouTube music, living room speaker.
Turn on Bluetooth. Turn off Bluetooth.
Google.
There we go. Let's say I wanted to turn it back on. Turn on Bluetooth.
Google Assistant.
And there we
Tap
go.
to dismiss us. Google. Turn on Bluetooth. Google Assistant. Bluetooth. On.
And it'll
switch.
show the switch on the screen. It won't announce that it does anything, but it does show that switch on the screen that it does to actually turn it on. Let's say I wanted to.
Pixel launcher. Messages.
Another way to do this is through the quick settings. As we demonstrated last week, you can just pull down the notifications bar, and at the top there are some toggles.
Notification shade.
You can either do it straight from the notification shade
off. Do not. Device controls.
or from the control
Off.
center
On.
of
Not connected. Bluetooth. Switch.
the quick settings. I'm sorry. So to access quick settings, you can just swipe down again, and that will bring that up. You can either do that with 2 fingers from the top of the screen, or if you have a fingerprint sensor, a physical one, you can assign that to just swipe down, and it'll bring up notifications. So now I'm on the Bluetooth toggle. I can double tap, and it'll turn it off.
Not connected. SF bar tap. Off. Bluetooth. Switch.
And it'll say off, and now it's off. So I'm going to double tap it again.
On. Turning on. Not connected.
And now it's turned on. So it says turn
Not
it on.
connected. Bluetooth. Switch.
And let's say I wanted a very quick way to access Bluetooth settings from here. I'm going to just double tap and hold. And there we go. Now I'm in Bluetooth settings.
Navigate up button.
There we go. So that's Bluetooth on Android. Let's check out Bluetooth on iOS.
Home. Pixel launcher messages.
So now we're going to hear some pops. And let's bring in the iPhone. There we go.
Account menu. Weather. Widget.
Open settings.
Settings.
Okay, so now towards the top we have
Wi-Fi. Nimer. Bluetooth. On. Button.
and we have Bluetooth. So I'm going to double tap on Bluetooth. Here we go.
Bluetooth. Now discoverable as iPhone. My devices. Heading. Aeropex by Aftershocks. Not connected. Button.
And these are devices I've connected to in the past. And that little ding shows me there's a notification or there's an action. So let's swipe down.
More info. Activate. Default.
And I can do more info or activate. Let's just swipe right.
AirPods. Not connected. Focus 40 BD32.
AirPods,
Other
Focus
devices.
40.
Heading. In progress. Heading. Nimer 1W. To pair an Apple Watch.
And under the other devices, it will show other Bluetooth devices which may be available. And that Nimmer 1W, which is my computer, will show up there. So there's that. There's that under Bluetooth.
Not in other focus AirPod my device now Bluetooth.
So that's
settings.
pretty much it. There's just a Bluetooth on or off here, and that's it. Now, if I wanted to go into more info on any of these devices, I could
Aeropex by
easily do that.
Aftershocks. Not connected. Button.
If I wanted to connect to any of these devices, I can just double tap, and if it's in range, it would connect. Otherwise, let's go to more info and see what there is.
More info.
More info.
Device type. Headphone. Forget this. Twitter. Forget this device.
And I can
Button.
forget this device.
Device type. Headphone. Button.
And it tells me device type is headphone. So that's about it. The Bluetooth settings on iOS are pretty bare. It's not much here, and they don't include other settings in Bluetooth settings. So
Weather.
kind
Widget.
of good.
Stat.
And
Free
depends
mode. Edit mode.
on your
Activate.
on your view of it.
2014. Status bar item.
So in order to access
Settings. 2015. Status bar
The
item.
control
Weather.
center.
Widget.
in iOS, you can also turn
Widget
on
7 of
Bluetooth.
7. Siri suggestions. Home. 2015. Notification center. 2015. 2015. Control center.
There we go.
Airplane mode. Switch button.
So in
Off.
order to access the control center, And you can, depending on what you have your gestures set up to, touch the top of the notification center or the status bar at the top. Touch the top and then swipe up with 3 fingers to pull down the control center. And you will have toggles.
Cellular data, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, switch button, on.
And there you go. It'll show Bluetooth switch button on, and you have actions as well. So swipe down.
Open controls.
Open controls.
Activate.
Activate.
Default.
So let's just hit activate.
Off. Alert. Disconnecting Bluetooth accessories until tomorrow.
There we go. So I just turned off Bluetooth. Let's double tap again.
Disconnecting Bluetooth. Currently okay. Button.
Oh, I guess it pops up a dialog.
Bluetooth.
There we go. Let's
Not
hit
connected.
OK.
Switch button. Off.
So let's just double tap it again.
On.
There we go. And if I wanted to get to Bluetooth settings, I'll just hit
Open controls.
Swipe down to where it says open controls. Double tap.
Airplane mode. Off. Button. Cellular Wi-Fi. Bluetooth. On. Capri. AirDrop. Bluetooth. On. Capri.
And it didn't open it. So let's
Bravo.
just double tap and hold.
Bluetooth.
There we go.
Heading.
So once you double tap and hold, it does pop up those settings. Seems like maybe that action thing doesn't work for whatever reason.
Aeropex by
Who knows?
Aftershocks.
But
Not
I'm right back where I was in the Bluetooth settings. Okay. So let's
airplane
unplug
mode.
that and
Off.
take a look at the chat.
Button. Screen locked.
There we go. Let's see what we've got here. All right. We've got Blind Life. Hello, Blind Life. How's it going? I'm glad that you're here. Kamar Hussein. Voiceover without sounds. Loking very bad. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't like sounds, so I just turn those sounds off. I have them off in TalkBack, have them off in VoiceOver. If that's something that you guys do want on, I'm happy to turn those on. Actually, I've customized the sounds, so they're not completely off in VoiceOver, but yeah, for the most part, they're off. Some things like actions I have on. And he says hi and hello. Live accessible. It would be good to have a granularity for posts. Oh, yes. Going back to our last conversation. That way you can have the best of both worlds. Yeah, I agree. That would probably be good. I definitely think that would be good. And Dennis, if you want to say anything, it looks like you're muted, so you'll have to unmute. Otherwise, we'll go to our listener emails.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that you might want to cover, and maybe it's a future topic, I did not know that you could have sounds for only certain things. So that might be something good to cover for iOS.
Yeah.
I personally turn the sounds off as well. I find them annoying. I mean, if you don't know what you're... I don't know. To me, if you don't know you're swiping right and you need a sound to tell you that, I could see that in the beginning. But I would hope as you get more advanced, you wouldn't necessarily need that additional feedback to, you know.
I think some people just like to hear them or just have that reassurance. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's certainly things I turn off.
Oh, and that's the beauty of
especially the
voiceover.
talkback ones. To me, the talkback ones just sound like, I don't know, like a toy or game or like, I'm an Android fan, but they just kind of, they need some help. So, but I'm not a fan of the voiceover ones either, to be fair. So
I would leave the voiceover ones on. They sound less of a, but I agree with you. The talkback ones kind of sound like a toy or a game. It's like, No, you know.
And we've got a Facebook user says hi. Hi. Hello, Facebook user. Glad that you're here. All right,
And
let's take a look at.
You know, to be clear, I like you use both, so I'm not bashing Android.
All right, let's take a look at our feedback. We've got a piece of feedback, and it's the only piece of feedback for the week. So here we go. Hi, guys. I enjoy your podcast. I currently use an Apple phone, but had used a Samsung and others in the past. I still use some of the apps on the Samsung phone since they are more accessible than ones for Apple. Keep up the great show. I am from Charleston, West Virginia. And this comes from John Colwick. Thank you very much, John, for your feedback. Truly appreciate it. I'd be interested to know from your perspective which Samsung apps are more accessible than Apple apps, but it seems like you found your home back with Apple. So that's good. I mean, I think it's good to have all the options available and use whichever one, meets your needs. Very good. I like.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested too. What apps don't you find accessible on the iPhone? And maybe it's changed, or it's something we could demo and one of us could take a look at and help you try to figure it out.
Live Accessible likes the sounds. She likes to keep them on. Okay, well, that's cool. Maybe we'll turn them on next time just to have a variety so we can hear more click, 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 click. Very good. You like?
I have found with sounds and whether they should be on, what sounds they should be, you will never, ever please everybody. Android went down that road trying to please everybody with the talkback sounds. You'll never please everybody.
No. Well, let's wrap up. I do want to say that we at the BTG are going through a bit of a hard time, at least a few of us. I know Kurt's definitely having a rough day, and so just want to let you guys know that. And Marco is probably the one that's having a great time. He's on vacation, and but he will be with us hopefully next week. And just want to let you guys know that. But we're here, and we're happy to be bringing you this content. We want to thank you guys for joining us, and we hope that you will consider a donation if you enjoy the content. Also hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, the notifications, ding ding. Share it on Snack on Tweet, Facebook. Definitely use the hash brown BTG or hashtag or whatever it is. And yeah, definitely thank you guys for joining us. Truly appreciate it. Think about joining our Telegram, WhatsApp, mailing list, whatever you choose. Stay in touch with us. Join our community. And we'll bring you that link about the Zoom meeting. Again, remember that it's going to be 1200 and on the 30th, the GMT, and also 00 o'clock on May 1st, GMT. 5 o'clock Pacific, either way, PM or AM, PM on the 30th of April. And that's when we'll be doing our giveaway, BTG style. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Truly appreciate you being on. Live Accessible says, no, you don't need to turn them on. Okay, no sounds for you then. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Dennis. And Marco, we hope that your plane is safe in the air. Kurt, definitely wish you well.
Absolutely, Kurt.
All right, we'll see you guys later. By the way, we will be having a midweek podcast this week. Probably, it'll be Tuesday morning, I think, for the Apple event. So we'll be just going live to talk about it. And that's just a YouTube only type thing, probably. So join us on Tuesday to talk about the Apple event and get our first reactions, at least whoever is able to make it. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you all next time.